Guys, welcome back to the Big Screen Show. My name is Alex.
Name's Jasmine Salonga. It's good to be back on the air.
Yep. So this week's episode is gonna be a little bit different. Unfortunately, Victor is currently out of commission due to medical reasons. So now we're gonna be carrying on without him temporarily. And assisting me is gonna be Jazz, who you guys haven't seen since our review of Blue Beetle last year. And if you followed our Instagram, she's also the one who participated in giving a good review for Bill Skarsgård's the very disappointing Crow remake of 2024.
I wasted $40 on that.
Yeah. Okay, I only spent $4, so didn't spend as much as you did. Huge disappointment there. So today, this review is going to be focused on the movie that apparently did not go to theatrical release, but instead went to digital. We're going to be talking about the latest iteration of the Hellboy movies, Hellboy the Crooked Man, starring Jack Kesey, and with the movie actually being co-written by Hellboy creator Mike Mignola. And I'm bringing Jazz on here, Dave, because she here is our resident Hellboy expert.
As you can see here.
Yep. And so today, we're gonna have her start off with her own personal review of what she thought about the movie. Take it away, Jazz.
First off, very excited to see that Hellboy was going to get another shot at the big screen, even though it was a direct-to-video sort of thing. But I have to say that Jack Kesey's Hellboy has to be the most comic book accurate live-action Hellboy that I have seen to date. I really loved his performance. He really gave it the blue-collar, grumpy worker who just happened to be dropped up in the middle of Appalachia with like a warlock Appalachian man. So I have to say, love the movie, love its theme, love the pacing for the most part. It's a solid 6 out of 10 for me. I only say 6 out of 10 and not maybe even higher, even with my own biases, is because some of its low budgetness and some of the story pacing does kind of bog it down. We'll talk about it more later. But I have to say, the movie did its best for what it was and for the budget it was given. I mean, because of the last Hellboy movie back in 2019 being a big office bomb, no studio was gonna give the Hellboy property a bigger budget, more money for another movie, because that would be too much of a risk. Alex,
Yeah.
your thoughts after I pestered you incessantly?
Yeah. For real, since you were the one who was most excited about this, and again, you've actually got me to be more of a Hellboy fan, although not in the exact same level as you are. But after
I
watching
think
this
he's
movie,
sexy.
Okay, we're not trying to go into what you're into at this moment. That's we don't need to get into that. But I'll say, I will do say, Jack Kesey is definitely my favorite Hellboy iteration because, like you said, he fits way more into what his comic persona is and what he's like in the comics. And this is actually probably like one of the best direct adaptations of a Hellboy story. Because again, mostly what I like about this, and from most Hellboy stories I have read, I like it when he's just just a regular guy doing this whole, let's say, monster of the week, or just getting put into these mysterious situations and things like that, which I prefer. It's like this whole like slice of life supernatural story, which I really love. But yeah, amazing performances all around by Jack Kesey as Hellboy, other characters who were in the movie, Bobby Joe, Effie Cole, Tom Farrell, by the actors Jefferson White, Leah McNamara, Alan Rudolph, even the Reverend, the person who's actually playing the Crooked Man, everything. And yeah, I really like how the story is very straightforward, but even though it's low budget, it was done very well. But again, due to its budget and how cheap it was. Its special effects was a bit problematic and it had some issues. And there are definitely like a plot thread here or there, which I don't really think was really needed. But other than that, the movie, even though it was meant to be a direct adaptation, is to add like a little bit of nice little twist turns there to help kind of expand more of like the story that we know of from the comics, which was a very short story, if I recall correctly.
Oh, it was just
But
a couple of
honestly,
issues.
okay, so yeah. But yeah, my rating's the same as you there, Jazz. It's gonna be a 6 out of 10 for me. I still really like this, and Jack Kesey is, yeah, my favorite Hellboy.
Yep, it was going to be a 7 out of 10, but after some plot threads, including one specific one with HB, yeah, ours kind of got bumped down to another. Now, did we go on about talking about the plot of the movie?
Yeah. For you, okay, guys, we already got into like our spoiler-free review right here. So if any of you haven't seen the movie yet, I would say stop right there, rent it on digital, or if you are rent on digital, and then come back. But for you guys have seen it, okay, we're gonna continue on here and get into spoilers. And again, please subscribe if you guys want anything more, because we try to leave you more videos like this, usually like every other week, sometimes more depending. So we're gonna continue on here for spoilers. And yeah, do you want to start first?
Okay, so first, before we get into Hellboy and the Crooked Man, you gotta know the titular main man himself, Hellboy. Luckily, I have my sources. This is just two of them. So this all started around the 1990s. Hellboy was an original character that Mike Mignola made himself. He wanted to do something more superhero-like. So, pulling from more obscure myths and legends around the world, focusing mostly on the European section of the world, he came up with Hellboy, who is who is a half human, half demon who was found during World War II in an abandoned church off the coast of Scotland. While Rasputin tried to summon this big evil demon dude, all he got coming out of fiery pits from hell was a baby who just happened to have a giant ass stone fist. But then Hellboy's surrogate father, Professor Broom, saw this baby and thought, you know what? I'm not gonna kill him. I'm gonna raise him to be a good man. And thus how we have the man himself. But unlike other movies, Hellboy and the Crooked Man doesn't go over end of the world sort of thing as we usually see. This is more of Monster of the Week, as Alex mentioned. And here, and here, Hellboy, and with a different artist rather than Mike Mignola, ends up going on a job to Appalachia, where a small community is dealing with some witchcraft and witchcraftry shit shenanigans going on. And helping him guide him through this is a guy named Tom Farrell. Hey, some ghosts happens. They meet up with a witch. Some ghosts happens. They meet up with a witch. They run into this crooked ass bitch named the Crooked Man, who was crooked not only because of his snapped neck from being hanged, but also crooked because he was a crooked man who only cared for money. So like Scrooge McDuck on the dark side. Eventually, Hellboy, along with the help of a blonde reverend who has the most passionate love of God you may ever see, go defeat the crooked man. The crooked man with a shovel and a lucky bone. That will make more sense later. So that's the comic in a nutshell. And now for the movie. You want to summarize that, Alex?
Okay, yeah. In the movie, it pretty much goes like the same way as it goes like it goes in the comics, but there are a few more things added in, like the addition of Hellboy's friend, who apparently is like a researcher named Bobby Joe.
Joe!
Yeah, like she's actually like an original character set for this movie, and Honestly, when I first found out about that, and actually when I started saw the movie, I was honestly thought that she was gonna be like kind of unnecessary, unneeded, but
Like that,
she was actually pretty useful in the end.
like I was kind of thinking she was going to be like that early 2000s new character for the first Hellboy movie, John. I can't remember his last name.
But it doesn't matter. He wasn't. He again, his character was basically just so like pointless that does anybody even bother remembering his name?
No, why didn't we get Kate Corrigan? God damn it!
Exactly. We got Kate Corrigan in like the animated movies though.
Yes, that's for another time though. Focus.
Yep, you're right. But yeah, so yeah, Bobby Joe was actually pretty useful and is also meant to be a great Hellboy companion. And I think it's also meant to show how Hellboy's real closeness to humanity and how much he cares for people, even though if you know he's caught up in these situations where he doesn't want to be in, but you know, he brings it
She's
upon himself to like go and solve the problem.
she's also kind of like the audience stand-in, I would say, such as looking at Cora's bed and seeing nothing but her empty skin. Like, oh my god, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, she's definitely like the best, one of like the most reactionary characters and everything. Which I think also makes her pretty relatable. And they'll because she also has this like very avid curiosity about this whole supernatural like witch stuff that goes on, where she even tries to like utilize like witch spells and things like that.
Mm-hmm. And it ended up helping in the end before Hellboy could accidentally blow his own brains out.
Yeah, that was a shocker too. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I was
but
like, oh
yeah.
my god. That did not happen in the comic.
Yeah, that thing. Seriously, one quick trigger pull, and he would have been gone.
Yep. Although what was distracting him and not realizing in the first place that he had his own gun to his face was a vision of his mother. Now, comic book fans among ya, if you know anything, Hellboy wouldn't know who his mother is. I mean, she died. Her corpse was dragged to hell by his daddy, and then her body was burned to nothing but ashes to make way for Hellboy, who was like just standing in her soul. It's a whole weird thing.
Mm. Yeah, the other thing is, even though, yeah, cause I even asked you about this one time before, how like Hellboy really never knew what he was seeing visions of like a woman who was meant to be giving birth to Hellboy, but he never really knew conclusively if that was his mother or not. So like it is kind of a strange choice to actually make Hellboy know who would know that his mother was the witch. Being weird to know that what his mother looked like, because like even when he got to like a scene where he was like, where Hellboy was like kind of like temporarily like dead and sent to have these like little visions and stuff like that, which is also in the comics, but like the some of this stuff with his mother happened like in much later comics down the line, right?
Yep,
Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, even with that one is still kind of weird how he knew what his mother looked like, even though he still wasn't sure. But I really don't know what the include of his mother was really meant to add, because like
I can kind of
everything,
see
yeah.
it. She's witchy. She did witchcraft. Even when she tried to repent at the end of the life, she did too much bad stuff in order to be repented because she married this big ass demon prince. This demon prince came back his, to collect his wife and also baby mama. Even though she didn't know, she didn't even know until she was dead. Just a whole lot of demonic sort of things, showing that because you did witchcraft, you were evil. There is no redemption at the end of your life. You're going to hell, babe. You're going to hell, bitch.
Yeah, I would say the message overall for like using going into like these paths of like witchcraft and consequence stuff like that. It does fit very well, especially when it comes to like Tom Farrell, who was introduced, played by Jefferson White, who again he did a fantastic job as Tom Farrell as this dude who basically is who came back home after all this time just trying like settle things with the old crooked man.
Oh yeah, Corgan Man. This would be a good time to bring him up. Okay, okay. When I first watched the movie. It was like around in the middle of the night, and the lights were off. So when I saw his crooked ass staring from behind the woods, staring down at Tom Farrell, I could see why he was meaning like, nope, I don't want to do witch stuff anymore.
Oh, yeah, after seeing him up close in that movie and everything, he's like literally like came right from the comic pages. 'Cause that dude was horrifying to look at, especially when you see it's coming with like the crows crawling, the gust of wind, and then that whole neck snap coming right through and this
Yep,
signal that he's here.
which he
And boy,
got
that
because he
dude,
was, which he got because he was hanged for being a treacherous bitch.
yeah, like I said, the power of greed gets you killed.
Yeah, probably made a deal with the devil or something for a little bit of that, for a little bit of magic to come back up and try to buy his way from spending all of eternity down in hell. Because comic book readers, if you read the comics, you would see why he would want to stay out of hell.
Yeah, you could probably tell that was so bad about it in Hellboy comics, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I do like how even the movie it shows that he's not a real physical threat, but his abilities are. But I do like how the twist ended up in the movie where Hellboy and Tom, after surviving the little corpse raid on on the church and everything, it shows how he still has like this malevolent presence and everything, like witch spells and everything, which led to like Hellboy almost getting his head blown off, and Tom, literally getting caught with like Cora Fisher and him having to defend himself, and basically the Crooked Man basically trying to elude them in his own house, his own dominion, everything.
Mm-hmm. But luckily, in opposite of Crooked Man, we had our own non-Crooked Man in the form of Reverend. I forgot his name, but I just knew he was Reverend. A
Yeah,
blind,
Reverend Watts. That's his name, Reverend Watts.
yes, that guy. That guy had, that guy was the MVP, was honestly low key the MVP for that scene. Like, he was, like, he got Tom to get out of his funk. It's like, I'm gonna put the power of God in this cursed bone. You feel it? You feel it? And then use that bone to carve the cross into the shovel and gave it to Hellboy. Like, go ahead and go kick some zombie ass with the power of God.
Yeah, I swear. I swear. I love Jack Kesey as Hellboy, but Reverend Watts was like my favorite character in the movie. This dude literally was not scared of anything. Even when like Crooked Man was trying to tempt him with like young girls, his eyesight, his youth, but he's like, no, stay that way, take away my eyesight, Lord, all that stuff. Even when he went down into like the caverns, helping Joe to basically help Hellboy and Tom with having to finally defeat the Crooked Man and like weaken his abilities and everything like that.
Basically,
Yeah.
blow up his source of power through the veins of the mines, something like that. Like in the old trench wars.
Yeah, I like how even the movie was kind of mad, saying like, whose bright idea was it to bring caverns into like this whole mountain area? Like, whose bright idea was that? Like, it's so ridiculous. I like how they pointed out on it. That's actually the type of shit in comic Hellboy would literally be spouting.
Yep. So, also, I love the one-liners that Jack Kesey gave as Hellboy. It wasn't like action hero like Ron Perlman, but I guess kind of jokes to keep himself at ease and others at ease, and also just to point out how he's just fed up with everything, like the Crooked Man. Like, wait a minute. But you also knew that he was kind of he was a street smart sort of guy. He was like with Crooked Man, like, hold on, you want this bone so badly from Tom, who was willing to give it because he had a lot of guilt on his heart from not only his daddy dying and also Cora Fisher. Cora Fisher's oh my god, and also what happened to Cora Fisher, and he figured, okay, if I give you this bone, will you leave us all alone? But Hellboy was like, wait a minute, this guy wants that bone so bad. Why? I don't like it. Now, Crooked Man, pot to kettle. I don't trust. I don't trust you. I know what people like you do. So go on, fuck off before I pop your head.
Yeah, and I tell you, he got some high caliber ammunition with that gun of his. That's serious. That thing fires off like it's a shotgun, but it's like like shotgun revolver modification combo. I loved it because he blew those because when he was fighting those like those reanimated corpses, Hellboy was literally shooting those things off and just sending them flying. It was awesome.
Now that's not comic book accurate because he's actually a bad shot unless he's at point blank range with the target.
Yeah, honestly, it was it's kind of crazy because you think with him being a trained BPRD agent and him being him living on military bases, you kind of think he'd be taught to aim a little bit better, don't you think?
Nope.
Really?
Unless he's actually a righty, but he never knew because it got cut off.
Yeah, but you can still train to be left-handed shooter though. As
Yeah,
long as you got
that's
the
it.
right, as long as you got the proper amount of training.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Oh yeah, the tunnel. Oh yeah, the tunnel scene. What happened with what the effects on this movie, like the tunnel scene, what happened to the Reverend and Cora Fisher. Okay, the effects on Cora Fisher weren't so good. Like in the comics, Cora Fisher actually was turned into a bunch of bugs. Well, a bunch of bugs came up inside of her, and then eventually they crawled out of her and blew up and started attacking Hellboy. Like, oh my god, that is nasty. But given the budget, they had to go with something else. It wasn't bugs, but it was something equally disturbing. This big snake coming out of her hoo ha, and then slithering up in her, going in her mouth, out her hoo ha, over and over again until it just took a big bite out of her. Well, it just bit her with its venom. But either way, Hellboy then had to grab that snake, but it was already too late for Cora, who just became one with the land. A good way, a good way to cut down on costs of having to make her into a bunch of bugs.
Yeah, but either way, the shotgun effect still held on pretty well, like from the comics, which again, it's pretty successfully done.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention the makeup for the crooked man. He looked accurate to how he would have looked in that time period, but also every part of him, like from his long ass fingernails, his paleness, his bulging eye, told me something off, something wrong. Like I do not want to be near this man.
Oh yeah, like I said, basically like seeing the devil firsthand.
But we both know he ain't the devil. But he may as well be
No.
close to it.
Yeah, got a bit of like the devil's power in him with what he's got going on.
Which isn't a lot, which is why he wanted that bone so badly. Although Hellboy in the movie theorized that Tom already had a bit of magic in him, and that's why he wanted that bone back. And that's why the Crooked Man wanted that bone back so badly, because it actually had some of Tom's own power. I guess wanting to take Tom's power in a way.
Yeah, it could be. It could be speculative or anything, but I feel like it's almost like the same thing of how like basically how Tom basically used like his own sense of belief to basically kind of like blow away like Effie Kolb after she attacked him.
Yeah, epic Cole. She had
She's
what she was.
sadistic.
She had it coming.
Oh yeah, she was sadistic and just loved torturing people and teasing. Like she was literally torturing Cora Fisher while Tom was away, and again was basically using Tom's own father as a horse, riding him to death, and riding him to death.
And why? Because he didn't accept going into the witch group and everything. Like, come join the gang. Oh my god! I just realized something.
Oh what?
That the Crooked Man is kind of like a kingpin of some sort, at least in terms of magic and evil around that area. Like like his power is so potent. It's in the grass. It's in the dirt. In the trees. And it's in the air.
Uh,
And and he was trying to convince people to come to his side. Like, I'll give you a bit of that power. It's gonna feel good. It's gonna do good things for you. And we saw how run down that area was because of that sort of thing. They're cursed by witchcraft.
yeah, but you add some more to the fact that he's basically temptation and not only just greed. Again, it's like how he also tried to tempt the Reverend to basically come to his side as long as give up Tom and the rest of them, everything like that. He's basically like the little devil on your shoulder.
Yep, but the Reverend was an actual angel. Honestly, wouldn't mind going to his church if it meant that he could turn shovels into weapons. Oh God!
Yeah, but that's all up in witches territory, and it's like, yeah, I can't go up. I can't be going up there. I'm not trying to risk getting cursed and whatnot.
Oh yeah. Oh
You've seen
God!
those witch balls.
I just remember what happened to Reverend. He did
Yeah,
not deserve.
Raven the Crow pecking
He
at
did not
him.
deserve that man, and he's blind, so the rest of his senses would have been upped. So he can't see what's happening, but he knows, can feel every sense of that of the crooked man just tearing him apart, just tearing him apart like that.
Yeah, but he went out like a G, and in the end, he still saved Bobby Joe by helping find her way out of the darkness with the holy light of the Lord.
From his shovel.
The holy shovel.
The holy is a shovel.
Yeah, but oh no, yeah, well, yeah, the whole Crooked Man was such a really good movie, and honestly, it's been getting like a lot of it's really been getting a lot of hate online, which honestly is a bit overhated. It really does not deserve the hate it is, and it's kind of a shame that it went to streaming because like it's really not going to be making up like the money making up the money it had for the production, which kind of sucked because I actually want to see a sequel of Jack Kesey's Hellboy and maybe get like a more comic accurate Liz, a live action Kate, and a more accurate Abe Sapien. You know what I mean? And do some
I
more
have
like
them also
monster
on my
tweaks.
shelf.
Yeah. See, if there was a sequel, you'd love more of that. Which I would too, because I want to see more Hellboy live action stories, but like not with like every end of the world type thing. Yeah, I want
Yeah,
to do
that
like
could
more
get tiring after
mystery.
a point.
Yeah, yeah, because they already done that in like the past three live action Hellboy films. So like it'd be refreshing to do like a more like monster of the week, mystery of the week, supernatural type shit.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. You could do it as a TV series, a la Supernatural. Granted, you have to get more makeup on everybody. Then again, you could do it animated,
Oh man.
which Supernatural also did. But their one episode with Scooby Doo, and also that one anime you showed me that I did not know was a thing until like last week.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was boy, Supernatural is so popular, it literally spans different medias.
Mm-hmm. And multiverses. You know,
Yep.
oh, you mind if I told them about why Hellboy holds a dear part in us?
Please go ahead.
Okay, the year was 2019. I was I recently became a fan of Hellboy because of Tumblr. That's another story entirely. And I went there with my mom and a friend of hers. We were sitting through the end credits of the movie. She was trying to understand. Wait, is this like a sequel? My mom was trying to understand. Wait, is this a sequel to the one with Ron Perlman? But how does this connect to the comics? I was trying. So I was kind of like, this is different adaptations, like different timelines, sort of thing. And then this guy spoke up from a few rows behind me. I was like, see, he gets it. And we started talking for what felt like hours, long enough that the lights came back on. And that is the start of a beautiful friendship that lasted years.
Yeah, and still going strong too.
And that's why Hellboy holds a good place, holds a dear place in my heart. Because it allowed me to meet friends like Alex here.
Aw, thanks.
And because he's a sexy man.
Yeah, okay. Well, let me shown that Jazz really has a thing for these monster type human characters. I mean, seriously, Larry SCAC. She'll talk your head off about the character in the shape of water. Remember?
He
You
was
gotta thanks for that
sexy too.
too.
It's not just about fish fucking.
Whatever you say.
You saw the movie!
I did. I still don't understand why. I
Damn
still
it, Alex!
I saw the movie. I still think I still don't think it's attractive, but whatever. You like what you
You don't
like.
get the beauty of the soul. It's not just the soul, but it helps when there's some sexual appeal. But still, I fell for the soul of the monster first.
Whatever you say. But anyway, guys, that's us for the big screen shows. Again, thank you so much, Jazz, for getting on with us.
Thanks for having me on here and allowing me to talk about Hellboy for like half an hour. I would gladly do it even longer with a PowerPoint presentation and everything.
Yeah. So again, guys, thanks for watching us on the big screen show. Again, please like and subscribe if you like these videos. And again, check out some of our past other videos that we've done. And go check out our Instagram, our TikTok, check all of our social medias and stuff. We got links on our YouTube channel and everything. So again, if you saw Hellboy's Crooked Man or this video got you interested, go ahead and check it out. Put your thoughts and rating in the comments section and talk about what you liked about it. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Well, give us any of your thoughts. And if you have any other questions or anything Hellboy related, you can go ahead and message Jazz on her Instagram or anything.
Or
We'll
Tumblr.
give no, yep. If you want, yep. If we need to, we'll give you we'll set up her own little link for her IG channel or anything like that in the description of our video or in the comment section. If you have any Hellboy related questions for her, she'll appreciate that and love that more. But hey, guys, thanks all for the big screen show today. Thank you.
Nice to have you folks.